And as in the previous weeks, I am live on Facebook, but I am recording for YouTube. So I'll be glancing at that camera from time to time. This week, I am learning through this process. Instead of having it to the side, it's actually sitting behind my laptop. So it's a little bit easier for me to interact with both groups. Hey, Tara. Hey, Jay. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. As you all know, my memoir, Can These Bones Live Again, is out. And I'm actually waiting on my delivery of the books that are coming to me from UPS. I'm so excited about that. I've been watching anxiously all day, but he hasn't got here yet. I don't know why they're trying to play with my emotions. But hey, Shanae, how are you? Oh, thank you, honey. Look, I've learned a few things from you. But we're going to be reading again tonight from chapter 2. In the previous 2 weeks, the first week was the announcement that the book was available now. And the link above is for Amazon.com. And last week I read some from chapter 1. So tonight I'll be reading from chapter 2. Again, as in the previous weeks, I'm not reading full chapters. I'm not even reading full paragraphs, but I wanted to give you guys an idea of what you can expect from the book. And so tonight, again, I'll be reading. It's not going to be a long video. We do 5 or 10 minutes, and that's it. And it'll be from different areas in chapter 2. But again, if you know someone who has been struggling with things in life, whether that be physical, psychological, or spiritual, please get this book for them. I promise you there are going to be some things in here that can help them, set them free from their the things that we go through, because sometimes we can feel weighed down and burdened by things that happened to us when we were children or as teens or in our early 20s. Hey, Kim. And those things can have an impact on us for decades later. So in my book, Can These Bones Live Again? I am talking about my experiences and how they impacted my life and the things that I did to overcome those. So it is 8:03. So we're going to go ahead and start reading. Again, 5 or 10 minutes. That's it. And again, get your copy from Amazon.com. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So again, I'm reading from chapter 2. But again, I'm not giving away any major things, but I want to give you guys an idea of what to expect. So sure, I prayed over meals and before I went to bed, but that was about it. When I prayed at night, I asked God, what did I do to make him so angry with me? I knew God must be angry with me because of the heaping piles of crap in my life. I felt like I had more than my share of sorrows. The older I got, the more sorrow piled up. I knew I was cursed. My parents sent my siblings and I to Sunday school as kids, so I knew who God was. But I was really confused. I learned in Sunday school how Jesus loves all the little children of the world, but he didn't seem to love me at all. I had a heaping serving of garbage in my life. I had so many troubles. Thinking with the mentality of a child, I came to one conclusion. I was being punished. Hey, Tony. And the next section I'm going to read from is from a little altercation that occurred. And, well, you'll see. We arrived at the police station to find only one police officer there. We walked outside and got in the police car. I don't remember the officer's name or what he looked like, but I remember thinking, why is he being so mean to us? He just wasn't friendly at all. He didn't smile or speak to us kindly. He was abrasive and seemed irritated with me and Val. We were just kids. When we got back to our house, I struggled frantically to open the back door so I could get out of the squad car, but the door wouldn't open. I'd never been in a police car, and I didn't know the back doors didn't open from the inside. The officer didn't say anything. He just got out of the car and snatched the door open. I always thought the police were supposed to protect and serve, as the motto on the squad car reads. That night, I definitely felt he had done neither for us. I hadn't been in a police car since that night. Hey, Watana. So this next section comes from one of the subtitles called Pain and Pressure. And My knees started hurting when I was in middle school. As a young child, I'd had 2 surgeries to correct my bow legs. I didn't understand why my knees were hurting now. I first noticed the pain standing in the outfield playing softball. My knees hurt so badly. I swayed back and forth standing in the hot sun. To spectators, it appeared as if I was ready for the ball to come soaring my way. In actuality, I swayed to relieve the pain and pressure in my knees. X-rays revealed I had arthritis in both my knees. Hey, Tammy. I didn't understand why I had arthritis. I had problems with my legs, not my knees, right? It turns out that bow legs aren't really bow legs. The leg appears bowed because of a misalignment in the knee in most cases. That alignment puts undue pressure on the joint, hence the early development of arthritis. I was embarrassed to have arthritis as a teen. Old people get arthritis. I was 12. As a teen, I shied away from my friends even more. I didn't want them to know how much pain I was in. By the end of the school day on most days, my knees hurt. I stopped playing softball because of knee pain. That was the start of 33 years of progressively worsening pain. So I was diagnosed with arthritis in both knees when I was 12. But as most of you know, arthritis gets worse over time. So by the time I reached my 30s, I was in a tremendous amount of pain. And I'll tell more of that story in the book, but I just wanted to give you a glimpse at how long I've been on this journey with knee pain. So in the next section, I'll talk about some of the good times and the things that I remember that were really great. One of my good memories was of the cheeseburgers Mama used to make. They were delicious. She made burgers and fries. We ate until we were stuffed. Sometimes Jerry would cook breakfast for dinner. His favorite was country ham, egg, cheese, and tomato sandwiches with mayonnaise. Oh, those sandwiches were so good. Even today, I occasionally make a country ham, egg, cheese, and tomato sandwich for dinner. But like most things, the country ham doesn't taste the way it did back then. In the dream, it was Thanksgiving Day, and the whole family was at my grandparents' house. I went down the hall to go to the bathroom. When I passed my grandfather's room, he was sitting on the bed. I noticed immediately that his hand lay flat on his leg, and he didn't have his cane. One of his previous strokes left his right side partially paralyzed. Because of that, his hand stayed curled inward, and he used a cane to walk. I stopped and walked into his room. "Papa, what are you doing home?" All the grandkids called him Papa. He was supposed to be in the hospital. He replied, "I'm not home, baby, but I'm going home." I thought, okay, and walked out of the room. I had that dream every night for weeks. Unlike the dream about Margaret, I knew what this dream meant. So, and if most of you probably can tell that before my grandfather actually passed away in 1988, I think it was, no, 87, I had started dreaming about his death weeks prior to it. So when he passed away, it wasn't a surprise to me. Still very hurtful, but I had been dreaming about it for weeks. So this last section I'm going to read is about my college experiences. In chapter 2, I talk about different phases of my teenage years that just led up to some things occurring in my 20s that were pretty impactful. But chapter 2 lays out a different event or phase along that path. So this passage comes from my college days. The summer was good. My mom threw me a going away party for me in August before she and Jerry took me to college. I was accepted at North Carolina State University in Raleigh, North Carolina for the fall of 1989. I looked forward to going to college. This was my opportunity to change everything about my life. Truthfully, I chose NC State because there were so many students there that I knew I could fade into the background, and I did. I didn't have very many friends. My best friend from high school, Monica, and I both went to NC State. We were roommates. I made very few new friends because I wouldn't talk to people. I did well in class. I made A's and B's. There was an occasional C, but I didn't like getting C's, so that wasn't the norm. I knew I was intellectually better than a C student. I did well in college academically. My sophomore year, Monica and I moved off campus to our own apartment and both got part-time jobs. Our parents agreed to pay the rent if we paid for the utilities. It was a sweet deal. We ate a lot of cold cuts and hamburgers, but we were happy. Well, I was happy with school, but I was struggling emotionally. I was overwhelmed with all of the change. I was so afraid. I can't really say what I was afraid of. I had so much pain and hurt bottled up on the inside that I felt like I was drowning. So guys, that is just a few passages from the book tonight. Wanted to give you guys a little bit more insight into it. And again, every Monday night at 8 p.m., I'm going to get on live so that you guys can get a little bit of insight into the book and a little bit of insight into me, because a lot of you all know some of my journey with my knee pain, but there were so many other things going on in my life that actually, contributed to the person that I am today. And as I've often said, I don't regret anything that has happened in my life because it all worked together to build me into the person that I am now. But I've definitely gone through some struggles. And if you have experienced any emotional, any physical or spiritual struggles, then pick this book up. There are lots of things in here that you'll be able to relate to and that may be able to help you along your journey. It's not a self-help book. This is my memoir. But there are some things in here that can have a great impact on your life. So, guys, I am about to sign off, but I want to give just a few minutes to say hello to Willie and Mallory and Miss Jacqueline, Miss Rita, and hi, Kimberly. So good to see you again. I saw you this morning, you and Miss Cynthia. Hey, Amber. But we're going to end up now. But did anybody have any questions or anything? But again, the book is available on Amazon.com. On Facebook Live, the link is above, and on YouTube is going to be in the comments below. But guys, I thank you all so very much for joining me. And again, I will see you on next Monday night. Shanae and Miss Cynthia, thanks so much for all of the hearts. I appreciate you guys so much. I love you. Talk to you soon.